Welcome everybody. Today is the finale of the Fund That First Pitch.
We'll save our natural resources for the planet.
I want to encourage you to do this. I think eventually this potentially can save a lot of lives.
So what we did was we take action. Where others see waste, we see an opportunity.
You're moving into a direction that can be really impactful. That's what I like.
In terms of the business context and business productivity, I think we are all currently looking for the right solution. I throw my card into the ring.
So this is the very best protein that we think is created by the nature, but produced by Fafp'S in bio.
Sometimes the beauty product valuation is not made by the science. It's made by some type of culture.
Either if you are a load-bearing product and it's manual control, we are able to modularize and make it even smarter.
I agree with your strategy is to focus on a product that may be overlooked.
Welcome everybody. Today is the finale of the Fund That First Pitch.
We'll save our natural resources for the planet.
I want to encourage you to do this. I think eventually this potentially can save a lot of lives.
So what we did was we take action. Where others see waste, we see an opportunity.
You're moving into a direction that can be really impactful. That's what I like.
In terms of the business context and business productivity, I think we are all currently looking for the right solution. I throw my card into the ring.
So this is the very best protein that we think is created by the nature, but produced by Fafp'S in bio.
Sometimes the beauty product valuation is not made by the science. It's made by some type of culture.
Either if you are a load-bearing product and it's manual control, we are able to modularize and make it even smarter.
I agree with your strategy is to focus on a product that may be overlooked.
Welcome, everybody. Today is the finale of the Fund That First Pitch.
We will save our natural resources for the planet.
I want to encourage you to do this. I think eventually this potentially can save a lot of lives.
So what we did was we take action. Where others see waste, we see an opportunity.
You're moving into a direction that can be really impactful. That's what I like.
In terms of the business context and business productivity, I think we are all currently looking for the right solution. I throw my card into the ring.
So this is a very best protein that we think is created by the nature, but produced by Fafp'S Bio.
Sometimes the beauty product valuation is not made by the science. It's made by some type of culture.
Either if you are a load-bearing product and it's manual control, we are able to modularize and make it even smarter.
I agree with your strategy is to focus on a product that may be overlooked.
Okay, hi, and thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay, and it's very nice to see you again. I was sitting in audience when you did the presentation at the Beyond Expo in the FAFP session.
Thank you.
And okay, let's start with two quick questions because we all know that you are the founder of HumanMeetsAi, and why is your venture called HumanMeetsAi?
Yeah, it's actually a funny story. I was looking for a name, and so I had to strike a balance between a name where I could buy the domain as well. And I tried different names, and I ran it also by my wife. And she actually came up with HumanMeetsAi. How is that? Yeah, it has something to do with human and something with AI, and we want to meet in the middle and be like human and AI working together. And so I quickly searched for the domain, and it was super cheap, so I bought it. That's how we got to the name.
Yeah, but so why I of AI is in lower case? Because we all write AI in usually all caps.
Yeah, true. So maybe it's because my nature as an engineer, you know, like in programming, you have like camel casing. So like you would camel case each word, and default it would be lowercase. So yeah, it's more a engineering approach of writing the name.
Okay, interesting. Okay, then what did you do before? You mentioned that you are an engineer. So how your previous experience make you to build the venture?
Yeah, so before I started this company, I worked in the payments industry in a fintech company, and the payment space is really, really interesting. I had the pleasure to hold like many different positions throughout a 9-year journey. So I started in engineering and did product management, and then did market development with payment partnerships. And so in the last role, actually, payment partnerships is about like spear tipping payments innovation. And there's a lot of complexity around it, you know, be it like regulations, fund flows, local laws, what kind of payment methods you should be using within a certain country. Let's say for China, it's like Alipay and WeChat, etc. And there's a lot of information that is required for you to make decisions within this domain. So you could call me like an expert on this. So in a day-to-day job, I would get a lot of inquiries, questions about the products, or like certain customer questions that you know, I needed to help on, and mostly via emails or chat, etc. So, and oftentimes I would also go into client conversations and help sell, right? And it really made a big difference to have this depth of information of this very particular domain. So I was thinking, how could I clone myself and my team more, or allow people to have access to this depth of information, which was so useful in their conversation with clients. So of course, what I did was like prepare wiki pages, one-pagers, trainings, etc. However, the problem that I really discovered was there was just a lot of information, right? because we sold over 150 different payment methods across like 53 countries. So, but you had to go deep, right, when you needed to. But at the same time, it makes no sense for one person to learn everything about all the products. So the premise was, how could you come up with something where you can get the right information when you need it, and not the information, like all information, like at once, right? So I tried to, in the previous job, I tried many different methods. And actually with the advent of large language models, which can kind of digest unstructured data, I thought it is a great opportunity and a great technology to use that in order to solve this particular problem. So a highly context-aware kind of a layer that can help you fetch information. Yeah, so this is how I started with building Catalyst and HumanMeetsAi.
Yeah, as you mentioned the Catalyst, so could you introduce more about the product?
Sure. Yeah. So we built Catalyst, which is a SaaS platform, and it is built with the vision of being the business operating system of the future. So you can really imagine it as a layer that everyone works with, and this layer helps you intelligently manage like your knowledge, your tasks, and helps distribute information in terms of like communication, and helps you communicate internally as well as externally, right? Some example problems that it solves, it, for example, especially like in a sales job, you deal with a lot of CRMs, so you have to like input data into like your CRM. So our layer does that automatically throughout all interactions that you do, or you want to keep track of all the tasks and dependencies like internally, but also with your clients. So our tool does that implicitly throughout your interaction, so you don't have to keep track of that. It also is smart in terms of understanding your priorities and your work context in every interaction and every email that you write, so that it can predict the information that you would need within this context, and it fetches that even like without you having to ask, and presents it to you in the context that you need, and only that information. Yeah. So this is really the thing that Catalyst does today, right? And so we started with this information management, which you kind of had the impression already it includes in Catalyst. And then we went into like communication and task management. And then what we are focused on now that connects all three areas is automations, right? So we want to go from now assisted work, so it helps you provide suggestions, etc., to semi-autonomous work, which is you have a workflow that can automatically execute, and it comes back to you, and then you make certain decisions, and it goes back into fully autonomous work, which means that you can run part of your business or like a business activity fully autonomous in this layer in Catalyst, and basically make decisions of how do you want to shape your business overall. So it's if you want to make a comparison, it's a little bit like driving, right? So it's from manual driving cars to assisted lane, keeping lane, to semi-autonomous driving to fully autonomous driving. Yeah, the same thing, just like in the enterprise world, on how you manage like your business itself.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. But do you think the product is competitive with tools like ChatGPT? Because we all know like GPT's store have so many similar tools. Yeah.
So I think ChatGPT is really a great product, right? And actually, because of ChatGPT, like this whole rise and attention has been drawn into this this industry. which enables like my activity, for example, right? So I think it's a really great piece of technology, but in its essence is currently it's a consumer tool, right? And there's also like an enterprise version of that, but it starts from being a chat interface, right? It has a prompt interface. Our tool focuses on automation and actually workflows, which might include some type of chat interface in the future. But for example, right now we don't have any prompt interface. So it's really about workflows and automations and let's say context enhancement rather than a conversation to get a job done.
Yeah, but as a founder, how would you sell your product to customers?
Yeah, so we are a B2B company. So we help other companies operate more efficiently.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's a SaaS product that we're selling. So like any other SaaS product, our approach is a bottoms-up approach. So we are targeting small, medium-sized businesses that have a lot of inbound and outbound interactions with clients, and they would like to scale in a more effective way. Yeah, so it's via, I know companies from my previous jobs that would benefit greatly, from such a technology, and this is the place where we start.
Yeah, so could you tell us how many customers do you have now?
Oh, we just, it's still in beta phase, so it's a closed beta. Yeah.
So how's their feedback on your product?
Apologies, sorry, can you repeat that?
How's their feedback?
Oh yeah, so they think the premise itself is really, really great. Of course, we are right now in iterations with them to make the product really, really useful to them. But yeah, so they really like the idea of making a context-aware interface for work.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So if your company gets millions of dollars right now in funding, so what would you do? Yeah,
I think we would do more of the same. So right now we're in the journey of iterating on the product build to really find the right product market fit. So those millions would be spent in the search for the product market fit right now, so that we can iterate faster. So let's say today I can do 10 iterations a week. That would be like maybe 100 iterations a week with a larger team.
Okay, so let's now back to the FAFP event. I want to ask, what impressed you the most?
Well, yeah, I think it was a really fun experience, like with the whole format. The first round being the poker table style, and the second part, the finals, being kind of a Shark Tank type of event. That was really fun to be part of that experience. I'm very impressed, of the set of investors that participated and the companies that I was allowed to pitch alongside of. So that was really impressive.
Yeah, so in the final round, in the closing ceremony, which questions left an impression to you on you?
Yeah, so I think one theme that was brought up throughout questions, but also like the feedback, was around the dominance of big players, right? Or let's say the perceived dominance of the big players, I want to say. And yeah, I think that made me like think more about like how we position, or like what could be like threats from these big players, and make me more aware of that. Of course, as a startup, we know we are always challenging the status quo, so that's not new. But for me, that left a deep impression on me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And so for the future, what are your expectations for your project? And would you introduce more tools, or you just focus on Catalyst?
Yeah, so we will expand it under the umbrella of Catalyst. So Catalyst is the business operating system layer, and underneath that it will span. So we are starting right now with sales, right? Because that's an obvious area where you can get an easy ROI with like as a customer. And but we want to actually weave the entire company operations onto the system, right? Goes to product as well as like supporting functions. So that will bit by bit move onto this platform and integrate smoothly. Yeah.
Okay. And thank you. I've asked all my questions. So is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, so for next year, will you be back bigger and better?
You mean the Beyond Expo?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, looking forward to being part of that.
Okay.